You are waking up, but you aren't really awake. It's 6:45 a.m. and the alarm on your phone is screaming at you, pulling you out of a dream you can't quite remember. Your eyelids feel like they have sandbags glued to them. Before your feet even touch the floor, before you've taken a single conscious breath, your hand moves on autopilot. You grab the phone, you unlock it, you scroll. A blast of blue light hits your retina, signaling a fake sunrise directly into your brain. Your cortisol spikes, but not the good kind that gets you moving, the bad kind that feels like low-grade anxiety. You see a war in a country you can't find on a map, an influencer with a body you'll never have, and an ad for a supplement that promises to fix the fatigue you're feeling right now. You haven't even peed yet, and your dopamine baseline has already been hijacked. You drag yourself to the kitchen, feeling that familiar heavy fog behind your eyes. It's not just tiredness, it's a systemic inflammation that has become your default state. You pour the coffee, you need it, you don't drink it for the taste anymore, you drink it to reach baseline. You eat the bagel or the cereal, spiking your blood glucose into the stratosphere, guaranteeing a crash by 10:30 a.m. And somewhere in the back of your mind, a quiet voice asks, "Is this it? Is this what being alive is supposed to feel like?" We accept this. We call it aging. We call it stress. We call it life in the 21st century. But I'm here to tell you that that feeling isn't normal. It is a designed failure. You are living in a biological cage that has been carefully constructed around you, bar by invisible bar. Everything in your environment, from the light in your office to the food in your pantry, is engineered to keep you in a state of suboptimal performance. They want you just healthy enough to work, but sick enough to need their medicine. They want you just alert enough to click buy, but tired enough to lack the willpower to resist. Welcome to the modern world. It is designed to keep you sick, sad, and addicted. And today, we are going to burn the blueprints. You've probably tried to fix this before. You listened to the podcasts, you bought the greens powder, you swore you'd go to the gym at 5 a.m. And it worked for about 3 days. Then the friction set in, the willpower battery ran dry. The gurus tell you it's a discipline problem. They tell you that you're just lazy. That is the mainstream lie. It's the most dangerous lie because it makes you the enemy of your own biology. Here is the truth. You cannot discipline your way out of a chemical hijack. Imagine trying to run a marathon while wearing a backpack filled with 50 pounds of lead. That is your current biological load. That lead is the processed seed oils causing cellular inflammation. It is the disrupted circadian rhythm stopping your brain from cleaning itself at night. It is the dopamine loops frying your reward circuitry. The gurus are yelling at you to run faster, but nobody is telling you how to take off the backpack. There is a concept I call the hidden threshold. Below this threshold, your body is fighting a war on 5 different fronts. Your immune system is chasing phantom threats, your liver is working overtime to filter toxins, your pancreas is panic pumping insulin. When you're below the threshold, every healthy decision feels like climbing Everest. You're swimming upstream against a current of manufactured biology. But there is a point, a specific mathematical point in your biochemistry, where you cross that threshold. Once you cross it, the current reverses. Suddenly, the biology starts working for you. The energy isn't something you have to generate, it's something you just have. But getting there, that's where the physics comes in. Think of a rocket ship sitting on the launch pad. To get that rocket off the ground, it burns 80% of its fuel in the first few minutes. It is fighting the full force of gravity. It is fighting the density of the atmosphere. That is you in the first week of reclaiming your biology. You are fighting escape velocity. Your body has achieved homeostasis, a balance point. The problem is, your balance point is toxic. Your body expects the sugar hit at 3 p.m. It has built enzymes specifically to process the junk. It has downregulated your dopamine receptors because it expects the constant stimulation of TikTok or Instagram. When you try to change, your body screams, "System error." It induces cravings, it creates headaches, it makes you irritable. It's not trying to hurt you, it's trying to keep you safe in the known environment, even if that environment is killing you. This is friction, pure unadulterated biological friction. Most people feel this friction, think something is wrong, and stop. They think, I felt better when I was eating the donuts. Of course you did. A heroin addict feels better when they take heroin. That isn't health. That is the temporary relief of withdrawal symptoms. You have to understand the physics of the situation so you don't panic when the shaking starts. You are pushing a boulder uphill. It is heavy, it sucks. But if you keep pushing, you eventually reach the peak. And once you tip it over the other side, gravity becomes your friend. The momentum takes over. But why is the boulder so heavy? Why is the hill so steep? Because your brain is being hijacked by a survival mechanism that is millions of years old. You have an ancient piece of hardware inside your skull called the amygdala and a reward system based on dopamine. This system was designed for a world of scarcity. In the wild, salt, sugar, and fat were rare. If you found a fruit tree, your brain said, "Eat all of it right now because we might not find food for 3 days." If you saw something moving in the bushes, your brain said, "Pay attention, it might be a tiger." Fast forward to 2024. We have engineered a world of infinite abundance and infinite danger signals. A bag of Doritos is hyper-palatable. It is designed by food scientists to hit the bliss point, the perfect ratio of salt, sugar, and crunch that makes it impossible to stop eating. It tricks your ancient brain into thinking you found the most valuable food source on Earth. Your brain dumps opioids and dopamine into your system. You feel good, you feel safe. But it's a trap. There is no nutrition there. You are starving on a cellular level while you stuff your face. Same thing with your phone. Every notification is a danger signal or a social reward signal. Your brain thinks, this is important for the tribe, this is important for survival. So you check, and you check again. You are not weak, you are outmatched. You are bringing a stone axe to a drone fight. Companies spend billions of dollars on neuromarketing. They study your eye movements, they study your pause times. They know exactly what color red makes you click. They know exactly what sound keeps you watching. They are hacking your dopamine receptors to create a compulsion loop. This is why you feel that vibrating phantom sensation in your pocket even when your phone isn't there. Your nervous system has been rewired to be an input terminal for their data collection. This is the survival mode hijack. You are stuck in sympathetic dominance. You fight or flight 24 hours a day. Your body thinks it is being chased by a lion, so it shuts down digestion. It shuts down repair. It shuts down libido. It diverts all energy to the muscles and the eyes to survive the threat. But the threat never comes, and the threat never leaves. So you just vibrate with anxiety, unable to focus, unable to rest, burning out your adrenals. So how do we break the loop? How do we hack the hackers? We don't do it with willpower, we do it with biology. We start by removing the interference. When you finally stop pouring the sludge into the engine, something miraculous happens. It doesn't happen on day 1, but somewhere around day 4 or 5, the noise stops. You wake up and the alarm goes off and you don't feel like you've been hit by a truck. Your feet hit the floor and you don't reach for the phone. You just walk to the window and look at the actual sky. This is phase 5, biological momentum. It's the snowball effect. Because you slept better, your prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for long-term planning, is online. Because your prefrontal cortex is online, you choose eggs and avocado instead of the donut. Because you ate protein and healthy fats, your blood sugar stays stable. Because your blood sugar is stable, you don't crash at 2 p.m. Because you didn't crash, you have the energy to go for a walk after work. Because you walked, you built up adenosine pressure, which means you fall asleep naturally at 10 p.m. Do you see it? It's a positive feedback loop. Suddenly, you aren't forcing it anymore, it just happens. Your skin clears up because your gut isn't leaking toxins into your bloodstream. Your anxiety drops because you aren't overdosing on caffeine to compensate for the sugar crash. You start to notice things. You notice the wind on your face. You notice the texture of your food. You become present. The brain fog was never who you are, it was just the pollution. You start to feel a level of aggression and drive that you haven't felt since you were a teenager. But this time, it's controlled, it's focused. You sit down to work and you just work. No tab switching, no doom scrolling, just deep flow state focus. This is the state humans were designed to operate in. We are apex predators, we are endurance hunters, we are the most adaptable species on the planet. We were not designed to be anxious, soft, diabetic office drones. But here is the warning. Here is the part where 90% of people fail. You get to this point, you feel amazing, you feel like a god. You've gone 10 days without the junk, your dopamine receptors are resensitizing. Life is vivid again. And then, the devil whispers in your ear. I've been so good, you say. I deserve a treat. I'll just have one cheat meal, I'll just scroll for 10 minutes. This is the trap. This is the false reward paradox. You are viewing health as a cost and the toxicity as the reward. You still think the poison is the prize. As long as you view the optimized state as a chore and the sick state as the fun, you will always relapse. But physiologically, here is what happens when you take that reward. Your receptors are sensitive now. They are clean. When you dump that super stimulus back into your system, that massive hit of sugar or that hour of porn or scrolling, it hits twice as hard. It's like a deafening noise in a quiet library. Your brain panics. Too much, it screams. And it slams the blast doors shut. It downregulates your receptors instantly to protect itself. You crash, hard. The next morning, the fog is back. The lead backpack is back. And the psychological toll is even worse. You feel like a failure. You think, I can't sustain this. So you binge. You go on a bender. You slide all the way back down the hill. The mistake was thinking that you can negotiate with biochemistry. You can't. You don't put diesel in a Ferrari as a treat. You don't throw sand in the gears because you earned it. The reward isn't the donut. The reward is the way you feel when you don't eat the donut. The reward is the clarity. The reward is the power. You have to shift your identity. This isn't a diet. This isn't a digital detox challenge. This is a rejection of the modern default. This is you looking at the world, the ads, the food, the screens, the noise, and saying, I am not your product. It's about real freedom isn't buying whatever you want. Real freedom is having control over your own mind. It's about being the pilot of your own body, not the passenger screaming in the back seat. When you reclaim your biology, you reclaim your destiny. It sounds dramatic, I know, but try it. Try it for 2 weeks, but really try it. Endure the friction, push past the withdrawal, ignore the tantrums of your lizard brain. Get to the other side of the threshold. And when you stand there, clear-headed, strong, and buzzing with natural electricity, ask yourself, do you really want to go back to sleep? The world is designed to keep you sick. Rebel. Get some sleep, get some sun, eat real food. And for the love of God, put the phone down. I'll see you on the other side.